This conference will now be recorded.
Yesterday we went through entire course content. What are the activities we are going to cover using activity based and rule based. And also I said like total 6 units, 4 units talks about activity based, 2 units talks about rule based. And these are the activities we are going to perform. Here I listed all the activities. I went to the course content, and as part of course content, I detailed what are the topics we are going to cover and what are the exercise we are going to perform. So let's understand the course scenario. Today first we'll go through when you have to use rule based, when you have to use activity based, then we'll go to the course scenarios. Course, whatever the structure we are going to use in the course, that structure we will just go through. What to take into account when you are using rule based CY. For example, you decided, you are going to use rule based CY. Yeah. So when you are going to use rule based CY, the limitations should be there in your mind, right? You should know the limitations of rule based CY. And the first point, as I said yesterday, rule based CY only first consolidation, subsequent consolidation, step acquisition, increase in capital, total divestiture. Only these activities can be performed using rule based. And the limitations of rule based, level of automation might be limited. So why they are talking about level of automation might be limited. So for example, one example, so you can positive goodwill, you want one way the postings, and negative goodwill you want another way. So you can automate one way. So other way, if you want, if it finds a negative goodwill, even if it posts like a positive goodwill. So there are some issues with the limitation automation, and wherever there is a limit, you have to use manual postings. And minorities in goodwill cannot be calculated automatically. Yeah, I will explain what is minorities in goodwill. So that's not possible in rule based. And rule based, recently they introduced equity method, but I have not tested. I'm not sure. But 2023 version, I will check equity method is working for the rule based or not. If equity based, rule based can execute equity method, then this point we can remove. Rule based consolidation using the equity method is not supported. Here it's written because it's based on 2021 version or 2022 version. So 2023 need to update here. I think now it's possible, equity method is possible. So we have to remember one thing, rule based or activity based. Either one we have to use. You can't use both for a particular version. Yeah, this is the first point. Then activity based consolidation of investments, right? So whatever limitations you see, rule based limitations you see, all can be performed in activity based consolidation of investments using activity based. And the other activities like partial transfers, partial divestitures, mergers can be performed using activities. So first consolidation, subsequent consolidation, step acquisition, both can perform. All right. So rule based or activity based. Capital increase also, both processes can perform. Only the thing is partial transfers, partial divestitures, mergers. Activity based only can perform. So, as I said yesterday, the group structure we are going to create based on the Europe group. Yeah. First Europe group, this is the highest group. Yeah. And down to that group, we have Central Europe, Southern Europe, Eastern Europe. And we are considering consolidation units like Switzerland, France in the Central Europe, Spain, Portugal, Italy in the Southern Europe, Poland and Holland under Eastern Europe. So we are going to create three versions. First, we'll start with one version which is E00 in the course material, it's E00. We can create any other version. So in the E00, we start with activity based consolidation of investments. So we will create this particular structure. Using ABC, activity based consolidation, we are going to perform first consolidation in the period 3 2025. So period 3 2025 or whatever we want, we can use that. So we are going to perform period 3 2025 first consolidation. So assuming that all these companies enter the group on the first day of the period 3, right? First day of the period 3. So period 3 2025 means first day of the period 3, they entered in this particular consolidation group. Yeah. And first, when you run Switzerland to France, it's a positive goodwill. NCI calculations will perform, eliminations will perform. And if you see here, Spain investment in Portugal, Spain investment in Italy. Spain investment in Portugal, here we are going to get negative goodwill. The calculation is going to get negative goodwill. So how we are going to treat this negative goodwill, we are going to understand. And we have at equity method because it's equity method is possible. Poland investment in Hungary 30%. So equity method is possible in ABC. So we are going to execute equity method, and how the system is calculating those equity entries, that we are going to understand. So first consolidation and subsequent consolidation, these two we are going to execute in period 3 2025. So period 3 first day we are all the companies are entered in the group. So opening balances plus movements both we will maintain, and we will run first consolidation and subsequent consolidation using positive and negative goodwill scenarios with equity method. Equity method as a scenario we are going to understand. Period 4 we are going to execute. Period 4 means next period. We are going to execute consolidation in the next period, period 4. Step acquisition, partial divestiture, increase of capital, change from at equity method to purchase method. These scenarios we are going to execute. So if you see here, Switzerland increase their direct share in France, which is increase of direct share. So step acquisition without method change we are going to understand. So 50% to 70% they increase, for example. So that we are going to understand. And then partial divestiture. So here it's written partial transfer. Actually, we are going to discuss partial divestiture. So Spain investment in Portugal, which is decreased. So we call it as partial divestiture. So this particular group we are going to understand partial divestiture. And capital increase with increase of direct share. So Italy increased their share capital from 300 euros to 325 euros, for example. Because of that change 25 euros, the Spain investment in Italy, the direct share is also changed. So capital increase plus step acquisition, how the system can handle. That's what we are going to understand here in the Southern Europe. And we have accounting method change because, as I said, in the period 4, step acquisition, partial divestiture, and increase of capital, then changes in change in the method, accounting method change. So we have Hungary earlier. So if you see the period 3, we have Hungary. So period 4, what we are doing, this 30% we have to increase to some 60% or whatever. So the method changes, equity to purchase method. At that time, what is the workaround? So we have to drop the Hungary, and we have to create a new consolidation unit, and we have to change the method there, right? So how to handle this workaround we are going to understand here. Increase of direct share, method change from at equity to purchase method. So all this we are going to perform in one version, right? By activity based we created E00 version. uh, we are going to create another version which is G00, which is for rule based. We are going to create another version H00, which is for mergers. So just to differentiate the elimination data sets or data sets reported data. In the period 5, we are going to understand partial transfer and total divestiture. These two scenarios. If you observe here, Switzerland investment in France 70% in the fourth period. Period 4, it's 70%. So in period 1 it's 50%, 60% or 50%, and it's increased to 70%. Now the 70 to 50, 20% we are selling to Spain. So both are in the same group, right? So France and Spain both are in same group. How both are in the same group? See, this is Europe. Both Spain and France part of Europe group. Even the investor both all are part of this in the same group, Europe group. At that time, how you are going to handle the partial transfer? So Switzerland sells 20% of France to Spain. So this is the scenario we are going to understand. And total divestiture. Poland decided to divest this particular Hungary. All right. So Hungary is the outgoing unit in the Eastern Europe. So how to handle that? Total divestiture. So that we are going to understand in 2025 period 5. So in E00, period 3, first consolidation, subsequent consolidation. Period 4, we are executing step acquisition, capital increase, accounting method change, and capital increase, a partial divestiture. And period 5, we are discussing partial transfer and total divestiture. And then,
Kiran,
yeah,
just a quick one. Can you go to period 4, if you don't mind, please?
yep,
In period 4, you said the increase of issued capital. So Italy is basically increasing their is it working capital or share capital or market capital? Which one is it, main?
share capital,
So they are basically
common.
they have issued. Okay, so basically they have got 100 shares with them, but they have issued 40% earlier. Now they are going to issue additional 20. That's what you mean?
No, so for example, their capital value is 100 or
Yeah.
300 euros, right? So
Hmm.
previous month that was 300 euros. Today they are going to add 25 more euros. So now this month this is 325 euros. So they are increasing their capital, whatever the way.
So they are increasing the capital value, you mean?
Correct. More shares
Ah,
they are adding. Yeah.
okay. So they have come up with the new shares. So that is the 25% addition to what they have at the moment.
Correct, correct.
Oh, okay,
25
okay.
euros.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Period 8 and 9, 2026, it's a separate topic of mergers. So we are going to use separate version H00. So the method is activity based CY only. And here in the Southern Europe, we are going to create this particular group again. I mean, for the 2026 period 8, we are going to create all the structures. And in the period 9, we are going to merge Portugal and Italy. So once the Portugal and Italy both, this is called horizontal merger because the parent of these two is same, Spain. If Spain is, I mean, Portugal is merged with Spain, right? That's called vertical merger because this is it's merged with the parent. Yeah. So now we are doing horizontal merger. So once the horizontal merger in the Southern Europe, you see only Spain and Italy. There are some conditions for the mergers. We will understand those mergers and will perform mergers in version H00. With this, ABC completes. Then we are going to start rule based. If you are using rule based, so you already someone has implemented, they are using rule based, that is sufficient for your customer. So in the rule based, already they performed first consolidation and subsequent consolidation. So what are the if they want to perform advanced rule based activities, advanced in the sense the step acquisition, capital increase, how to perform using this rule based, that's what total divestitures, how to perform, we are going to understand here. We create consolidation version G00, separate version we are going to create here. And in the same, like first consolidation period, we are going to execute first consolidation and subsequent consolidation. Here also we have at equity method 30%, Poland investment in Hungary 30%. And here I'll see in 2023 if it executes right? We will execute using equity method. We will automate the equity method using reclassification rules. Else, I will tell you how to load the manual entries using a group journal entries. I mean, how to post manual journal entries for the equity method. Whatever investment adjustments, whatever subsequent consolidation postings, what are the entries you have to pass, and how to post those using manual adjustments. That we are going to understand here. If it is not possible in 2023, then in period 4, same. We are going to understand step acquisition with method change, without method change, so the same method only. And here it's written partial transfer, but partial transfer not possible. We can't execute partial transfers. So it's just taken from the previous slide, I think. So partial transfers are not possible in rule based. We will not discuss. Capital increase we are going to understand, right? Here, whatever subsequent consolidation, if system can give us automation, we will use that one. Otherwise, if subsequent consolidation for equity method, how to load those manual entries, that we are going to understand. All right, then we are going to understand total divestiture. All right, so here this, instead of partial transfer, we'll understand total divestiture. Spain taken back their investment in Portugal. So then how to execute the total divestiture using rule based. Yeah, we will understand. So these are the scenarios we are going to understand. This is the uh, consolidation structure we are going to create in the system. And these are the activities: first consolidation, subsequent step, capital increase, partial and total divestitures, partial and total transfers, horizontal and vertical transfers we are going to understand. Yeah. Any questions? So we will start from next Saturday, same time. Next Saturday we are going to start same time, India time, 4 p.m. And any just send an email to me if you are interested. I will send all the details to you. Yeah. Any questions?
So, so you mean to say, my question is, you mean to say for example, we have a big corporation spread
Hmm.
over a globe, and
Hmm.
some regions are uh, applicable to perform the rule based, and some of them are activity based. So basically, in a single instance, you will be able to perform all these. That's what you mean to say?
So if some groups want to use rule based, other groups can use ABC.
Mm.
So they have to use different version. That's a problem, correct? So
Yeah, but
you can
but
use only one version.
yeah,
For one
version.
corporation, either they have to use ABC or rule based.
But that is conflicting, no? Say for example, you take Nestle, or maybe you
Hmm.
take Microsoft Corporation. They have got spread over across the globe, and according to the local legal requirements. So you might be coming up with different versions, but one version might be, implementing the rule based. The other version might be implementing the activity
Activity.
based to serve the
That's
purpose. But
okay.
only, yeah, well, that's what my question is. So basically, the version has to be different. You may have
Correct.
to have the multiple versions, but using the same instance, you will be able to come out.
Come on. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Right. So we'll stop now. Any other questions? We'll stop now. Tomorrow, next weekend, we'll connect. Amending the meeting.